What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 276 to be exact. If you're new here, you enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a bunch of that stuff going on around here. And check out my stuff, link down below. Got a bunch of music, Patreon, Instagram, all that stuff. If you're trying to connect with me, link down below as well. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacation time. It's getting colder. All right, it's getting colder. The Midwest is going to be snow on the ground soon before we know it. Hopefully it holds off for a little bit longer. But fall this time of year is beautiful as well. And let's be honest, there's nothing better than a well-earned vacation. It feels good just to get away from everything for a little bit and enjoy yourself. And there's no better place to do that than with today's sponsor, Alpine House 2. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame with a log cabin interior located directly across from Iron River, Michigan. I mean, directly across from the Ski Brûlée Resort in Iron River, Michigan. Surrounded by forests, lakes, more specifically Iron River, Alpine House 2 is the destination for fishing, hunting, hiking, and snowmobiling, which will be coming up here in a few short weeks, I imagine. Currently, Alpine House 2 just finished a bunch of renovations past the summer. They were booked up almost the last 2-3 months of the summer. So it's going to be your ideal spot for arcade. They got arcade games. They got a bunch of snowmobiles, other great spaces for you and the whole family to enjoy. So check out Alpine House 2 in Iron River, Michigan. It's at ALPINEHAUS 2 on Instagram to stay up to date with renovations, bookings, and more. That's at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. Reach out to them, tell them Rita Detox sent you, and they will set you guys up with a vacation. Now, with all that good stuff out of the way, I'm excited to bring back to the show comedian Darrell Cochran is in the building. Back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
How's the scene been, man? What's been going on in the last almost a year since we've had you on the show?
A lot's been happening in this scene. A lot. Comedy's still going pretty strong in Milwaukee. Just got out of summer, which is a low point for a lot of indie shows, but comedy clubs are still cooking. So yeah, it's been good. It's been real good.
Go to any big shows lately?
Big shows.
Any big names that have been coming into town?
I went to I'm gonna blank. Joe List. He was at
okay. Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's legit. I just had some people in. I bartend too on the side. And there's people in the bar on Saturday night that I think came from Schultz. Andrew Schultz was there. I don't know if it was him or if it was the Flagrant thing, but I guess that he was here. I guess at Riverside.
Yep.
And Kill Tony had that whole show. They were here recently. Not the whole show, but like the people from the show.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Yep.
That's
and then I got
neat
to see Michael Shea at Comedy on State.
Oh yeah, that's badass. I saw that on the Instagram.
That was fucking crazy. He's one of those dudes, every other sentence is funny. I'm just like, man, I can only wish to be like that. I can only wish.
That's crazy. And he was at Comedy on State.
Comedy on State, yep.
God damn, bro. I forget, I think people don't realize, how nice of a club Comedy on State is. And big time names come through there.
Huge names.
That's where I met Schultz there. I've seen Segura there. There tons of acts come through there.
Yep.
So it's super legit.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have that club here.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So it's a lull in the summertime, but we're kind of getting through that. Shows are starting to pick back up.
Yep.
If someone is maybe not super tapped into the comedy scene here in Milwaukee, maybe they're from the burbs or somewhere else, southern Wisconsin, west whatever, and they're thinking about coming to Milwaukee, they want to catch some local shows. What should they be on the lookout for? What are the spots? Who are the names they should be looking for?
Copper Comedy is a good one. The Milwaukee Roast Battle is also another good one. I know that the roast doesn't run during the summer, but in the fall they run, so that's really good. Copper Comedy does shows through the fall, winter, and spring. Summer is the low point, so they don't do shows in the summer. But Copper Comedy, there's Milwaukee Comedy. They do shows all over the city. Just if you look up Milwaukee Comedy, you'll find it. Yeah, it is very easy to find.
And I feel like there's so much. Obviously coming out the summer, maybe things slow down a little bit, but I feel like, especially around this time of the year, there is a lot going on. You got local clubs, you still got the Improv, you do have big theaters that, major acts are coming to, but you have a bunch of stuff. I'm sure you've probably heard a bunch being in the comedy scene about this Diddy situation and his escapades.
Yeah.
I'm curious, as a comic yourself, someone who I imagine would want maybe a Netflix special or a big special someday, right? What would you do? If Diddy came to you and he said, "Hey, Darrell, I got a proposition for you. I can get you a Netflix special. Whatever you want," right?
But I got to do whatever he wants?
But you got to do, where do you draw the line? Where would your line be? How much Diddying would you get into? How many bottles of baby oil would you use before you would be like, okay, it's not worth the special anymore.
I would use one to lubricate my escape route, so I slid out of there.
There you go. There you go. That's legit, man. That's legit. Yeah.
I covered myself in it so that way he couldn't grab me. He slipped right off, and I just get out of there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it is wild as more and more stuff is going to come out.
Every article that comes out is insane. You had the baby oil thing, and I don't know if it was real or fake, but there was one like 784 dildos.
Dude.
I'm like, cool. He's being sanitary. He's not making people use the same one, but 700 dildo. Can you imagine that? You open up somebody's like closet door.
But like, how many people are like? There's not enough regular cocks to go around.
700 dildos.
That's
more than Costco retail. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's good. Maybe hopefully he's buying local. Like hopefully he's going to like local sex shops. That would be cool.
Buying dildos in bulk.
Yeah, I don't know. He'd probably run out their inventory. Actually, I don't know, dude. It's one of those things where it's like, is there somebody that you would be super disappointed to find out is on the Diddy list? Who's someone that you're a big celebrity fan, maybe a fan of, that you'd be like, damn, I'd be let down.
Disappointed. Any like major comic, honestly. Yeah. I'm just like, really, dude? Like,
that would be a tough look as a comic.
Right.
Because, like, you're supposed to sort of be, I mean, obviously there's, like, the comics that, like, start in stand-up and then do, like, more movie stuff, and they kind of become, like, a movie star or adjacent to that.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're a stand-up, like, you're supposed to sort of be pointing funny, making fun of the world, right? Like, pointing at the big guys and making fun of them. So if you're there and, you're on that slip and slide or you're, I don't know, whatever kind of train with Diddy as the caboose, like,
if I was at one of those parties and that shit started happening around me, it'd be like, I don't know if you heard that sound bit, but that guy going, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that's what I'd be like. I'd be like, get me the hell out of here.
That's what I wonder too, because we've been speculating about this the past few weeks in the show. Is like, there had to be, like, these are big giant parties, like a big huge mansion, probably hundreds of people.
Means a lot of privacy.
But like, who? There's got to be separate, like a separate space where that's going on, right? Like, could you imagine if we're there?
Yeah.
Right? Like, whenever you just got your big special, like, got a big break, and we're just kind of there because we got invited to this big elite thing. Like, we feel it's a I made it moment. Right. Oh, I'm going to the Diddy party.
I'm at a fucking mansion in the hills. Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron James is here, whatever, and it's like, you see some people kind of going towards this sketchy looking room, and Bron is like, "Hey, Darrell, come over here.
Go take a look."
Like, man, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if the second you see something bad going, you'd have to.
See, I'm a cautious person. I'd never, like, if someone's like, "Hey, you should go in and look in there," I'm not walking full body. I'm like peeking ahead.
I might stick a phone in.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm like, what's going on? I'm not just straight up, what's going on? It's full on like swag walking in there. That's not happening.
Yeah, no. Maybe I push LeBron in first, actually, just to be safe, dude. I don't know.
That a foul.
Yeah, I don't know. It is sad. Yeah, I think it's sad. I'm sad. I hope LeBron. I mean, he was definitely at these fucking parties, so I hope he wasn't running trains with Diddy.
He definitely stayed late, Darren.
He stayed late.
Yeah, I heard a couple of celebrities commenting on that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, people were leaving early and shit." I'm like, well, like some like dirty rapper, I forget the name, but like some dirty rapper, like a real like just sexual everything. Like, he's leaving early. I'm like, what?
Really?
He's leaving early? I'm sorry, but if someone
that
is like gung ho, they like, I gotta go.
I feel like everybody's gonna say they left early. Like, who's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I was the last one there."
Yeah.
Like,
well, the party's all day. Yeah, I left early.
Yeah. I guess 8 p.m., 10 p.m. that is early if it's still going. Well, last time you were on, we nerded out about a bunch of anime stuff, some of which is near and dear to my heart, being Dragon Ball. And I know we were just talking a little bit video games before we went live. Dragon Ball is like everywhere this last 2 weeks. I don't know if you've been seeing it. It's like they got the new anime just came out, and it's like worldwide release on Netflix with Dragon Ball Daima, and then they just dropped this new game that everyone was really, really waiting for. Sparking Zero. Yeah. And it's badass. Dude. Yeah. At least I haven't got to play it yet myself, full transparency, but just everything. I've just been watching way too many reviews on it and gameplay, and it looks phenomenal.
Yes. And
I mean, it's just, I don't know about you, someone who enjoyed Dragon Ball as well.
Yeah, it looks great.
I'd
play it if someone like I had a copy of it and I'd play it at their place, but fighting games, especially those 3D style fighting games, like they're fun, but I'm just like, if I go online, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, and it's not gonna be a good time. But also, if we're gonna talk about DBZ, RIP, pay respects.
Yeah, he did pass in the time we've met. Yeah, if people that don't know, Toriyama did pass away with, what was it, like 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, which is super sad. And I guess Daima, this new anime that's coming out, was like the last thing that he sort of put pen to paper, like that he penned, that it was like this is his last original story that he was giving notes for and doing all that stuff. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see what happens with like the franchise moving forward, because they're not gonna let. I mean, it's essentially like, in anime sense, it's about Goku is about as synonymous with like Mickey Mouse.
No, it's the pillar. It's one of the anime pillars for sure.
So it's like you can't, like, they're not gonna just stop making Dragon Ball after Daima's done.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if you have any theories or.
Hopefully someone takes it over that doesn't try to expand it. They kind of have to play in this bubble that he already set up, and if they do try to expand it, that's where it's gonna get weird, because then you're gonna see the stories change, and you can tell it's not him who wrote it and all this and that. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But I was so surprised when he passed, like the shock it had on the world. Like, so many people. I don't know if you heard, but you hear down in Mexico what happened?
Yeah, they were doing like parades and shit.
They did parades, and also the cartels gave everybody the day off.
Really?
Drug trafficking stopped that day.
That's how you know Goku is fucking that dude, bro.
Dude, that just lets you know that a cartel person that's killing people over drugs and everything, they were that weird kid on the playground trying to go Super Saiyan in the corner.
Yeah, bro. that is wild to think about.
And now they're slanging fentanyl all around the world.
Yeah, trying to get it across the border. Yeah. That's insane, man. But yeah, no, I just I don't know. I know, like, especially like down in Mexico, I remember they were having like stadium release shows for like the Dragon Ball Broly movie and everything, and so yeah, dude, so many people, and I didn't even realize how many people I knew that were Dragon Ball fans, because like I think we talked about this a little bit last time you were on the show. Like, growing up, it was a little less popular to be like openly into anime. And we got into all that stuff, and so like, you know, there were some people that I did grow up with, and I was like, oh, so you rock with Goku and shit. Like, that's fucking cool, man.
You've
like,
seen a couple episodes.
Yeah, okay. But everybody was, people were really hurt by that. So like, I don't know. It was definitely sad to see happen. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with like the rest of the series, especially like now that Daima's coming out. Are they gonna finish Super, or are they just gonna do like, I don't understand. I will say, as someone who hasn't seen the first episode of Daima yet and is planning on watching it, I'm curious to see like timeline wise where this all fits in. Like, what is, I know people make fun of people that are like obsessed with canon, but as someone like myself, I do think canon is somewhat important in like anything I'm watching. Like, I want to know like what is considered the continuation versus what is just like, oh, this is a what if. So I don't really know, and I'm not sure about Daima. I don't know. I haven't done enough research on Daima, but I don't know which of that it is. So
that's my whole thing with anime movies. Like, One Piece is notorious for that. And that all their movies, most of them, I think Red has a little bit of like, it might play into the show, but a lot of them is just like, oh, this is just a side thing. Yeah. It's like, they're not gonna lose. Yeah. Why am I even watching this?
Yeah. Well, that was something that I didn't even realize. Like, growing up, I didn't even realize with all like the Dragon Ball movies is like that, because that's the same thing. I think a couple of them they adapted into then the anime, but a majority of them were just like standalone offshoots. Like, if you didn't watch it, it wasn't going to affect anything that Toriyama was actually writing and whatnot. It's just like some dude drew a cool villain, and they were like, let's make Goku and friends fight him, which is crazy. I don't know, and it sells more toys too. So. Yeah. And gives you more characters to fill your roster in future fighting games, Sparking Zero.
That's how I felt about Brawly. Like, every DBZ fan has a hard-on for Brawly, and I'm just like, I don't care for that character. Yeah. I just don't.
Yeah. I think they did better with him with this new version. So, like, the original Dragon Ball Z Broly.
Does he still have the diamond in his forehead?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, I don't think he does. But the original, like, DBZ Broly film was, like, the premise was there was like the actual legendary Super Saiyan was him, but he was sort of like it was like very loose. He just hated Goku for whatever reason. Right. So like he's just ridiculously overpowered.
He drew all that power from the crystal shoved in his forehead.
Yeah, and smokes everybody. He smokes everybody the whole movie, and then everyone gives their power to Goku at the end, and he one punches the guy.
He goes Super Saiyan 3 and then uses like a dragon punch or
something. Essentially something along those lines. The newer version of him, because they wanted to tie him into the Super show eventually, if they ever finish that or into the Super manga, was like he is a little bit more of a backstory with like he was actually like he had a higher power level as a baby than Vegeta, and so Vegeta's dad was like upset about this, and so then they like sort of like exiled this kid like sneakily so that Frieza wouldn't know, and everybody, I don't know. And so
sounds like some Saiyan shit. Same shit happened to Goku.
Yeah, so they hate Broly and his dad because his dad went to find him, and then they like survived on some random planet. They hate Goku and Vegeta, specifically Vegeta and Frieza, after the events of like Super, finds them, and then like basically gets Broly to like he wants to put him on them. So that's kind of how it plays out loosely, and then they end up swinging it back around and having Broly fight Frieza. It was just I feel like it was just a fun excuse
to bring back Frieza.
Yeah, to bring back. Well, Frieza was they brought him back for nostalgia prior to that in Super, but then it was just like, yeah, let's throw everybody, and then they got Cell Max in the new movie. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of like retreads for retreads, but I don't know, it's fun.
I felt like the anime did a good job when they reintroduced everybody. Like there was that episode where the guy opened the portal to hell or whatever, and then all the villains started coming back out.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that scene where Nappa comes back, shooting that mouth beam everywhere.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then Vegeta shows up, like, stop. He's like, I'm not gonna stop. And he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Do you ever watch? Did you ever watch the abridged, like DBZ abridged, dude?
Yeah.
Oh fuck,
the abridged is so great.
Nappa and DBZ abridged is legendary, dude. It's legendary. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see it. And if you're an anime fan or a Dragon Ball fan, I'm sure you're rejoicing right now as things are looking up for us. I mean, obviously it's sad with the passing of Toriyama, but since then things have been looking up. Tesla bots. Have you seen these Tesla bots?
I've not seen the Tesla bots.
Mike,
are you talking about that car that Elon drove off in?
No.
Oh, the minivan that's showing.
The minivan is bad too. He unveiled Tesla robots.
No, I didn't see that part.
And they dude, it's pretty dystopian. It's kind of like that movie with Will Smith.
Oh,
I forget what movie that is.
iRobot.
Yeah. That they kind of.
I just rewatched that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've never seen the full movie.
It's a decent action film.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
What's like the premise? Is it?
Okay, so they at the event they were controlled by humans.
Yeah. Okay. But these are going to be autonomous.
A PS3 controller, just like the submarine.
Hopefully not.
A PlayStation 1 controller.
Yeah.
There's like a report also that the director for iRobot is suing Elon because it's like so loosely.
Or because he's suing them because of the design.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna win that.
They look pretty close.
Pull up the video of one of them.
That's what I was trying to just
yeah. So we can see, and then just turn the volume down.
I mean, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like how they look like the movie, because it's like they're trying to make it look like a human being, and that movie did a really good job at making it look human-esque, like very friendly in the face and all that shit.
So he's like talking with the crowd. And then they have like
yeah, I don't know if you able to see this.
Yeah, I can
you
can see it on the other screen too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like the idea is these are gonna. Elon wants you to be able to buy one. I think it's $30,000 is what they were shooting for the price to be at launch.
Just another car.
Yeah, just a car. So you buy this, and it's supposed to be able to like do random in-house like chores basically for you. You can do some chores. He suggested it could watch your kids. It could go to the store even and pick up groceries.
Yeah, just like iRobot.
That's what they do?
That's literally what they do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then
like an old person has it in their house, chopping up vegetables for them, helping them carry bags back from the grocery store.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I don't know, man. It's so like apparently it has like AI too, so they can like speak back and forth and whatnot. And that among with the other things he released at the show, people have been clowning him for quite a bit. Would you buy a Tesla bot?
A Tesla?
If you could afford it, if you had the income, like would you want one? Would you be interested in having something that could do that?
No, not really. Even as a tech person, like I like technology, but there's some things where I'm just like I don't need that. If I was older, and maybe handicapped, I could see it, being needed. But right now, what am I gonna do? Get home, dap it up, and then go to sleep? What am I gonna do? Like as a single male? Like I guess.
Yeah, shit, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, like, how would that... I don't want it, like, staring at me when I'm sleeping. Like, where do I put it when I...
Yeah, where do you charge it? Do you have to get a plug, like a Tesla plug in your house to charge the damn thing now?
Geez,
like...
yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't know. It's a little uncanny, like, just having that walking around. And, like, what if you're, like, beating your shit and your Tesla bot walks in? Like, Darren, I have the grocery... I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. Like... I could help you finish. I'm
sensing your blood is, or your blood rate is, your heart rate's getting up. Are you okay?
Shut up. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Do you name it, you think? Would you name yours? You'd have to.
Oh, do you paint it? Do you put stickers on it? Is it like a laptop now?
Yeah. You would have to, like, you definitely have to name it. I wonder if they would do different skins. Like, you could just, like, buy, like, different carbon fiber plates for it. And be like, oh, look, I got, like, the yellow shoulder patch. Like,
got the ninja stars, like, on almost like cars going across his chest. Dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It scares me. No, Mike wouldn't do it. No? Is there any other videos, good videos of it when it was on stage? Can you pull them out? I do find it fun. Like, all of these...
I saw one where it was, like, bartending. I saw another one where it was...
as someone who's into tech,
Mhm.
like when you see this stuff, like when you see like tech presentations, right? Like Zuckerberg is doing a Facebook, a Meta thing, or
Mhm.
back when Apple was doing their big things. Like, do you get excited for these? Like, are you intrigued? Like, how do you feel about big tech like announcement?
So like
Things.
company tech stuff, it's whatever. It's like meh. Like, but I was a big fan of E3 as a kid.
Okay, I
So
love E3 as a kid
The
too.
hype from that alone, I love that. Even though it was more like, oh yeah, the shareholders, this is what we're cooking, and you should invest now. Like as a kid, you didn't see it that way. You're just like, oh, this is what you're coming out with. Oh my god, I get
Yeah.
to see a preview of it.
I feel like E3 was badass up until probably like 2015ish, 2014. I mean, even
Yeah, I want to say it was right before COVID is when E3 stopped.
that's when it ended,
Ended,
right?
yeah.
And I mean, the last couple of years, I feel like it wasn't quite as exciting. But like, I mean, even when I was in high school, so that's like 2014, 15, 16, whatever. It was okay. Yeah, this is
Tesla cab, so it's like
yeah. So this is the other thing too. He's got this cab that's like there's no steering wheel, no gas, no brake pedal,
Yep.
no driver,
And
Yep.
that's the van. So it's like a
fully autonomous.
van. Oh, there you go. Stripper robots. Love it.
The Neon District.
Yeah. The Neon District is crazy, dude. Is that? I mean, so if you buy one of those, it can do whatever you want it to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can
So-
program it to do whatever.
So I could program it to give me a stranger.
Yeah, yeah.
See, at what point does it just not turn into a sex robot?
Well, I think they're making a lot of advancements in those too. I've
They are.
heard. So
They
it's
are.
like, I mean, who's to say I can't just have my sex bot?
Yeah, just put them together. Collab, do something.
Yeah, like I would just like if I'm not gonna buy this one, like you can't fuck this one, you know? Like I could buy one that I could fuck, and I could be like, hey, can you help me with the groceries?
Mm-hmm.
Gen
know?
2.
Yeah, Gen 2 is
Gen
gonna-
2.
You know, like I don't know if
And
that
then Gen 3, it'll come lubricated.
Dude, there we go. They'll start adding silicone. Yeah, there we go. God, yeah. I don't know that I would get a robot. It's sad, like it's crazy that we're like at this point though, that like this is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that there's something cool about that, and a little scary. But I don't know, like when you see it in real life versus when you see it in a film, like as someone who enjoys Star Wars, right? Like, so you think of like C-3PO, there's like protocol droid, like that seems so awesome. I'm like, oh, dude, if you asked me, like, even probably, I mean, today, if you ask me right now, like, do I want C-3PO in my house? I'd be like, yeah, like I'll rock with C-3PO.
Mm-hmm.
But you ask me, do I want, if Elon Musk made C-3PO, like the fact that I know who fucking made C-3PO and he's not the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker. No. I don't know that I want it. I don't know that I want some big company's fucking brainchild just like living in my house.
Because C-3PO wasn't on Wi-Fi. He was just a robot.
Yeah.
That robot will be connected to the internet, eyes on you, scanning, all that shit.
Cameras, microphones,
Mhm.
yeah.
You thought Alexa was bad. This one can follow you.
Yeah. I guess they said too that specifically. So here's another thing too. Like how, for $30,000, how useful is it really going to be? Because I know that I think because they know that people are weary about it and people are very nervous about it. I thought I read, and maybe you can fact check me on this, Mike, that they're not like able to lift more than like 50 pounds, and like they can't like withstand, I forget what amount of force, but like you're supposed to be able to like dismantle the thing pretty quickly, like in case of.
Yeah, bullshit.
I mean, you can't make them too strong.
That's what but like that's scary enough that it's like, well, if we wanted to, like we could like. What army is going to pay Elon first,
Right.
to be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
can you make it a little stronger?
Yeah. Can you put some armor on that? Can you put a gun on it?
Can
Yeah.
it operate a gun? Like,
Yeah. When they put a weapon on that, that's when the U.S. government will give the eyes emoji
yeah.
and be like, what?
Yeah, dude, it's just kind of scary. What does it say? Like,
It says,
you want to pull it up? On the...
yeah, it says Optimus can lift 150 pounds and carry 45 while walking at 5 miles per hour.
Wow. There's some people that I know that cannot run faster than 5 miles per hour, so
Yeah.
he could mess you up.
I don't know. With the
hypothetically.
price tag of 33.
Yeah, to water the plants and deliver packages. Like, come on.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I like 33,000 as a price point. To me, I'm an old person that can't drive anymore.
Yeah.
Like I need someone there to do these things for me.
Yeah, like it would be. Yeah. Maybe like because if you're like an old rich person.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cheaper to buy this one-time $30,000, $33,000 than pay
A maid for so many years.
their salary for however many years. Yeah, that would make sense then. But that's like got to be about it. Like there's no other application of like unless you're just rich for like unless you just have money because you already have money.
Or you're just that lonely that you want something walking around. But at that point, get a pet.
Yeah,
Get a
dude,
cat,
fuck a
like,
robot.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. And then when you brought up the point about like cameras and being connected to the internet, like that's scary. Yeah, especially like some of the Tesla cars just blow up. Like,
I'll have that.
Yeah, dude.
Samsung phone.
Yeah, Samsung, there's tons of I forget what you would call it, like hiccups with the malfunctions. Yeah, with the Tesla cars. Like some of them just like don't charge, or they overcharge and just like literally like explode because they're just charging for too long and the battery can't handle it. I mean, there's been other times where like people's cars have not been functioning properly because of like cellular, like what satellite data isn't operating correctly. So you have the self-driving. Like, how is this? I don't know. There's just so many, and it's probably I don't know everything that goes into it. That's gonna play a part of my skepticism. But like also like you'd have to like educate the random regular person who maybe could afford a $30,000 robot on like this is how it works. Because if I don't know how it works, I'm definitely not putting that shit in my house, even if I could afford $30,000.
Be in someone's garage, just standing there in a big box.
Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, that would be sick if I could like just tell it to work on my car. Like just be like, yo, figure some shit out, man. That shit is so loud right now. Like you just do anything, whatever you can do, and diagnose the problem so
Brakes
I can go to the
get
mechanic.
checked.
Yeah,
Go ahead, get in there, my man.
Yeah, just diaghnose the problem for me before I go and look like an idiot at the fucking shop.
Go feel up my car, Optimus. See what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
I always thought that would be a cool feature of the Tesla car. Like if it could really self-drive itself and I didn't have to worry about it. Like imagine you went to an event somewhere and you couldn't find a place to park. You're like, okay, tell your car to go home.
Yeah.
Come back and pick me up when the event's done.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. Your own personal valet. That'd be great. You could be Batman in some situations.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you could get, for people that have, big drinking problems too, you could be like, yo, I'm going to be done at whatever time, notify me, like, and even if you're black out, like, as long as your phone's not dead, like, or whatever, it's going to ring you and be like, come outside, I'm fucking here. And you're like, all right,
get in your car and then just
pass out. It takes you there. No, people get like pulled over for that all the time, sleeping in Teslas. Yeah. And, I mean, on Pornhub, people are like fucking in Teslas. So it's like,
because they figured out, they said you need to have a hand on it, but really it's just the weight of your hand. So you put an orange in like one of the things. It's just like, yep,
or just like have one hand on it.
Yeah, and they're just like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. There's elements about Teslas that are cool.
Yeah,
but it's just, I mean, I feel like in the last few years I've become less and less of a fan of Elon specifically. Like he's just
the echo chamber's gone since Twitter went down the
lane. Dude. And then like, did you see him at the Trump rally?
Jumping around. That weak ass jump that he did.
What the fuck? And why is he wearing like why is his shirt that short? Man, what the fuck is he doing? Like, and the fact that he like had the black MAGA hat on and he's like, I'm dark MAGA. Like, oh my god, bro. Like he's like emo MAGA. Like, bro, fucking chill, dude.
Spider-Man 3 MAGA.
Yeah, dude, that's what it gave. It was really it was just giving like Tobey Maguire. What's up, Mike? What do you got for me?
I was just gonna say aliens can act right after a while, bro.
Oh yeah, you think he's a lizard person?
I don't know what the hell he is.
I don't know, but yeah, I just
who names their kid the names he names his kids, bro.
Yeah, and the fact that he like hates one of his kids is insane too. Yeah, I don't know. Aside, so we're Halloween season. I'm dressed up kind of goofy. I guess I feel like it's crazy that I haven't acknowledged that up until this point in the episode. But I appreciate you for going along with it. I'm curious. I know you told me you don't really dress up for Halloween as much anymore. If you had to dress up as another Milwaukee comic, who would you dress up as and how?
Another Milwaukee comic?
Who would be someone fun to dress up as?
Do they have to be from here or do they have to be here currently?
Either or. Yeah.
I would pick Tom Johnson.
Okay.
I would get he loved wearing all black Dukes.
Okay.
So I'd get a pair of those, a nice little gold chain, some tight, like, rich person looking sweater.
Yeah.
And then just the micro dreads.
Yeah,
and the shaved sides. I'd love to play
Tom Johnson. I don't know Tom Johnson.
He was good. He was a cool dude.
Shit.
He moved down to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Not too long ago, but he still comes up here now and then.
Does some shows and whatnot. That's legit. Yeah, I always think that. I've always found it funny. Like, I thought I was trying to come up with ideas for like when we do our Halloween episode every year. Everybody usually dresses up. We have a little party like kind of after the show and everything. And I was trying to think like what would be an interesting spin on that, just for like us, like aside from like the actual podcast. And I thought it would be fun like with the group of people to like we pick names or whatever, and like if I get you, like I got to make your costume for you. Like you pick whoever you want to be ahead of time. You're like, oh, I want to be Woody from Toy Story, we'll say for argument's sake, and then like I pick you, I got to design your Woody costume and you got to wear it. Like I feel like that would be kind of fun. But so I was kind of loosely trying to think of something with that, and I think like dressing up as other like Milwaukee, like local, like either comics or like artists, musicians, whatever. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, comics do that sometimes with jokes. There are shows where, or open mics where comics are just like, let's run each other's bits, and you just pick a comic, and because we hear our stuff, each other's stuff so much that we're just like, yeah, I know your stuff, and then we go up and do it, and it's weird.
Yeah. Shit. Whose have you gotten to do?
There haven't been any since I started, but before my time, I've heard that at some mics it was so dead they were just like, yeah, let's just run other people's stuff.
Do each other. That'd be kind of fun. Interesting exercise, I imagine.
Especially when a white comic gets a black comic's material.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could go south pretty fast.
A lot of neighbors. A lot of neighbors.
yeah, a lot of neighbors. That's good. I'm curious. Are you good at taking compliments?
I think I am.
Yeah?
But
is it difficult as a comic? Like when people come up to you and they're like, you're set, you killed it, you crushed it.
I say thank you. I appreciate it. I gotta try to introduce myself to them. Like, hey, I'm Darrell. What's your name? And try to like get a little backstory. It's weird because when people come up and compliment you, it almost seems like a gateway for it's their time to talk. So now they'll go into like a story that they thought was funny. It's very weird how people just, because I got them to laugh, they feel comfortable enough to like open up a little bit about me.
That's true.
But I do like the compliments when people like really deep dive in my stuff. Like, oh, I love how you put that tag there, or you made that facial expression there, and this and that. Like, yeah, I like that.
What about aside from comedy, is it something that you handle well? Something I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to get better at.
I'm trying to get better at taking compliments. Have you seen One Piece?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, there's a character Chopper on there, and he's like the little he's like the pet of the crew. He's a little reindeer, and he can talk. Whenever he gets a compliment, he gets all blush, and he's like, "Oh, shut up! What are you talking about?" I become that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I become. I become the like, "What are you talking about? Stop it! I'm not doing anything. I'm just out here. I'm trying to be like you. Stop it!"
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah,
stuff
dude,
like that.
I feel uncomfortable sometimes, man, when I get compliments. Like I feel like really, I don't know what that is, but like it's not even like a like that so much of like a kind of playful way. Like I'm literally like I feel like I'm on alert. Like I'm like something's wrong. Like if you're compliment, like I don't know what it is, but I'm not used to this, and I like try to like divert attention immediately.
Yeah, the feeling of being put on a pedestal.
Yeah, it just feels weird. And like don't get me wrong, like there's times like you want to hear it's weird because you want to hear it, especially I feel like in like entertainment. Like I want you to tell me that my stuff was good, absolutely. Like I want to hear that you enjoyed whatever song, but like if it goes like further than that, like if it's like physical appearance, or if it's like I don't know, even just something about like how you carried yourself or work ethic or whatever, sometimes I can get like a little weird about it.
Yeah, I mean there's a difference when you do an art or perform, you do it, and then when you get off stage and like, oh yeah, that was great, because they're talking about your art.
Yeah.
Not per se talking about you.
Yeah.
They're talking about your art. So when someone compliments you, you're like, what do you stop? Like
something,
that facade isn't there to like block you from like, what are you talking about? I'm just me. Stop it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's something so scary about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I feel like almost naked for a minute. Like you're like, oh shit, they see me. Even if it's good, you know, and you're like, oh, that's something about it.
I've had conversations with people like they like when they're talking to you, they like just look into your soul. You're just like, I want to keep talking to you, but I can't because this is scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird like comfort thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to kind of build that rapport before you can go there.
Yeah.
You were telling me before we went live about the Nintendo suing situation. So who is Nintendo suing?
They are suing Pal World, an indie game that came out that is kind of like Pokemon. Very strong themes of Pokemon, except for instead of catching them with a ball, they have an HP bar and you shoot them with a gun.
You shoot the Pokemon. You shoot them. Or whatever.
The monsters.
Can we see this Pal World? Like PAL World?
Yep.
Mike, can you pull this out? I gotta see what this is about. Because it's so I want to like. Is there any like? Hopefully there'll be some footage too. I'd like to see.
I can look up like gameplay.
Yeah. Let me see gameplay first, and then we'll get into the article about it. Yeah, because that's like I saw something on TikTok where there was like a Pokemon-esque looking character and guns, and I was like, whoa! Like as someone who's not super into Pokemon, like I didn't know what was going on. But this was a game. Does it exist still?
It still exists.
Pal World.
I think it still exists.
Oh, they do look exactly like Pokemon, to be fair.
So that's the character you create, and like it's a mining game. It's a resource game. You're building a base.
Okay, so it's a survivalist.
Yeah.
game. Do the Pokemon or the monsters will say attack you?
They do if you attack them.
Oh, okay.
Well, I watched someone play like the beginning levels, so like the little baby ones weren't swinging at them, but if the bigger ones come along, I have no idea.
Looks like Ark Survival.
I'm trying to find something with one of the Pokemon. I mean, not Pokemon.
Just do like a taming. Would you call it taming? Would you call it that?
I don't even know what they call it.
Because it's like you're shooting it. You're fucking killing it. So you just like beat it into submission. That's kind of like this game I play, Ark Survival. About. Yeah, play one of the shorts. I'm sure that'll probably be like quicker. Is that guy shooting one? It just kind of, it's an interesting premise. So that, what Pokemon is that based off of?
That kind of looks like
I don't know.
the turtle, one of the starters. Ground leaf.
Yep.
Turtwig? Was it Turtwig? Yeah, Turtwig.
So okay, so they're fighting each other right now, but you can essentially you would
One
battle
is-
one into submission.
One is his. He's using it to fight the other one.
And he's
And-
also like fighting with him.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What's that Pokemon name?
Turtwig? I think it's Generation 4 starter.
You played a lot of Pokemon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gen 1 is pretty much cemented into my head. I still use the element table in real life.
Really?
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I do.
That's crazy. That's good memory though.
Put me on some Pokemon facts right now. I don't know shit about Pokemon.
Turtwig.
Turtwig. Okay.
And then his final evolution, if you're able to find that.
What's,
That's the second one.
Groudle.
That guy.
How does that?
And then there's the final.
That does look like it a lot.
Yeah, he has a whole tree on his back, and that one has.
Instead of an elephant, it's a turtle.
Yeah. There's also one that kind of looks like that one. If you look up grass long neck, I forget the name. Grass type long neck. Without Pal World.
Oh yeah, get the Power World out of there.
It's Pokemon. Put Pokemon in there, in the search.
I never played Pokemon growing up, like at all. I watched the show a little bit.
What did you do? I want to ask people that.
Okay.
What did you do if you were not playing Pokemon as a kid?
I was outside a lot. I don't know.
I was outside a lot too.
I played I for sure played video games. I mean, I was pretty obsessive about this. Like, I was like, it was Star Wars, Dragon Ball,
I don't worry
Kingdom
about it. You can't
Hearts.
find
That was pretty much it. Like,
Okay,
those
Kingdom
were
Hearts?
Yeah,
Nice.
Kingdom Hearts,
Love
Dragon
Kingdom Hearts.
Ball, and Star Wars. And then
See, that's surprising because I talk to people and they don't know what the fuck Kingdom Hearts is.
so many people don't know what it is.
They have
you
no
know?
idea. I'm like, you're missing out on
It's fun, man.
beautiful, emotional moments. Like, oh my god, I remember the ending of the first one.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I believe you. And then
Yeah.
the music hits off, and I'm just a kid.
Dude,
oh god.
people, the music from those games too
Simple and
is
Clean, Sanctuary. Oh, yes.
bro, so good.
I got a
And
remix you got to listen to after we're done with this.
deal.
I do.
Deal.
It's
I
on
will
YouTube.
absolutely. I love it. I mess with anything Kingdom Hearts, and I'll die on the hill. I think Kingdom Hearts 2, and like the combat in that game, probably one of the best like action RPG games of all time. Like, I don't know a game that I could just like turn on and have more fun playing than that game.
100% agree.
Like, I feel like it's the reason Kingdom Hearts 2 is so good is because it's so like there is an easy element. There's an element to it that anyone could just pick it up. You could play on beginner and you could just spam X. Honestly, you could play on fucking regular and just spam X and get through most of the game. But like if you put that shit up on critical mode and you're playing on critical and you have the double damage output with the double damage input.
Yep.
Oh, and the extra abilities you get to, the combat is so deep.
The day I beat Sephiroth on critical mode, I'll never forget. I was yelling. I was so happy. And the way it happened, so I'm in the fight. I get him down to his last health bar, right? And that's when he starts firing meteor. Like you can't touch him, and he's just firing meteors at you. I'm avoiding, and then the last one nicks me. 1 HP. I'm in the air, just like falling. But I'm still able to aerial recovery. He's on the ground, about to do that move where he grabs his sword, and then the triangle pops up.
The fast.
Right. So he's about to do that, and I'm like, is that going to hit me in the air? I don't know. But I know aerial recovery, if you hit it right, you have an infinity, like you can't get hit. There's an iframe.
One iframe there.
He like I timed it, he dashed, I hit aerial recovery, I heard it like ting off of Sora, like I saw like the little white, like it tried to hit him, but it didn't. He missed me, I came back down, and
got
I killed
that
him.
combo
I killed him, and that was it. I was like, oh, I was so hyped.
Dude, yeah, it's it's just such a fun game, and when you think about like the level, I don't know, I think it's really interesting when you play on critical mode, because it's like you can, if you play on a regular game mode or the regular mode of Kingdom Hearts 2, and basically any Kingdom Hearts game, like whatever like the newest Keyblade you get, with the exception of like 1 or 2, like you equip that one. That's all, whichever is the newest one you got, you equip that one. When you play on critical, like there's specific Keyblades, especially for like end game content. There's specific Keyblades for like specific bosses or encounters or like secret things, like with the Mushroom 13 and everything, that like specifically work best for those scenarios.
Magic
and I think
will do
it's
better.
and I think it's so fun because it like allows you to like try different things. But it doesn't, like, you're also not forced to if you just want to do like the main vanilla game. You know, and I don't know, I really love like the experimentation with that.
I loved messing with the AI, messing with Donald and Goofy and how they interact. I took off every spell for Donald other than lightning and cure. Really? Because fire, I put a ring around him. Like, he's a mage. He's not in the middle of battle doing anything. So I was like, whatever for that. And ice, it was too... They had to be on the ground. It couldn't go up. Like, it was too bad. Lightning, you hit anything. And then Cure, of course, just for the backup. But Goofy, this is where the secret sauce come in. You disable everything on Goofy. Other than Goofy Tornado. Because Goofy Tornado, he cannot get hit. Once he's spinning, he does not take damage.
Really?
And he just gathers up all the enemies. He just collects them, and then they're stuck in like a flinch.
It's
thing.
like a second magnet.
Yeah. And that's how I killed a lot of them. I did Magnet. He would do Goofy Tornado immediately, just spinning on him, and I would spam Lightning and just boom, boom, boom.
There's like so many people that have no idea what we're talking about, but the people that do, they're going to be like, oh, shit.
The fuck is a Goofy Tornado?
No, dude, because that's
exactly what it sounds like, folks.
Yeah, dude. No, the combat in that game is so legit. And I remember, like, because I had, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 as a kid, not having Final Mix, and then like playing like when they had the re-releases now and like everything, like getting to play Final Mix version of it and having like Reflect and all these other like moves. Dude, just so fun. So fun, dude. And like I wish more games had Reflect. Like, I think that is such a cool ability that, like, for people that don't know, in Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't even think it's in any other game. I think it's only in Kingdom Hearts 2. There's this spell that you can cast called Reflect, and it's essentially like a block. So if you time it, like as an attack is coming at you, you cast Reflect, perfect timing. Whatever you get hit, whatever damage gets hit is absorbed and then shot out around you is going to be the same amount of damage. So if you're fighting against a super OP enemy that you shouldn't be able to beat, and they put like 300 some damage on you, if you absorb that, it's getting dispersed completely around you in a force field, exactly 300 damage. And when you're playing on critical mode, I believe you do ×2 damage. So it's like you're really doing 600, you're 600. You're one-shotting a ton of people. It's just, it's this super cool thing, but it costs a bunch of magic to do that move, so you can't just spam it too many times.
Just like Cure.
Cure, too. I think that was the best balancing, was when they added that.
And the fact that they had that skill for one skill point, the Leaf Healer, that you can't get interrupted once you cast Cure.
Yes.
Like, right when you're in animation, nothing could hit you, which was really nice. That saved me in a lot of fucking situations.
My first Kingdom Hearts playthroughs as, like, a kid was, like... I was just like spamming X and running away and then curing and then going back in and spamming X.
Dude, you ever go back and play Kingdom Hearts 1?
Yeah. Not that long ago.
I did recently, and I'm like playing it. I'm surprised this game got a sequel. Yeah. Like, the controls were kind of clunky.
Oh yeah, the platforming is terrible.
Tarzan's world was a fucking headache because there's no mini map to tell you where to go, and you got to go up in the vines, and every time you fall, you're in a different area. I'm just like, yeah. It was very like basic. The 3-hit combo was like all you had through a majority of the game.
A huge ton of the game, and even when you do get the combo, like really
you didn't get the dash-in skill. Like, no. So like you're at the end. Like you just had to walk up 1, 2, 3, walk 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like they changed that in further entries where like Sora has abilities that kind of close the gap between you and an enemy much quicker. But in this first game, like I have to run all the way up to you.
Walk up, I'm coming. Here I
come. Yeah. Ah, man, it's no. I played it like I think a year ago or a year or two ago, and honestly, I mean, there's still a lot of elements of it that are pretty like you're like, wow, this is pretty incredible that this game is as big as it is for like as old as it is. But yeah, the platforming is like one of my least favorite things.
The camera, the Little Mermaid world where you actually had to swim and fight shit, that was awful.
Yeah, and why did they do that? That was supposed to be their reasoning for that was supposed to be like so that they could. Like prime you for the Neverland and the end game bosses.
Yeah,
like because you fight Ansem and floating and all this. It's like why not just not make him float then? Why don't we just set that fight up a different way?
You're gonna be fighting a ship in a big black pitch of abyss, and you're gonna be floating.
And they just cut that shit in the next game. They just cut that shit in the whole next game. It was just she was just a mini game where you're just doing singing.
Quick actions. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you play number 3?
I did. Yeah, I played the shit out of it. I was there.
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed elements of it. I enjoyed a lot of it. I think like if I stack it up, because I played every game in the series. Yeah. Stack it up against everything else, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is still the best game.
It's peak.
And I think this would go underneath it. Like I don't think it's bad by any means, but I just think for as long as we waited, I don't think I don't know. Maybe if the story, like I enjoyed the story, it was fine. I think it wrapped up for the most part all right. But
if it did wrap up, it would have been great.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it didn't fully wrap up, and I just didn't like. I was really excited because I thought that they actually kind of did a all right job of like building up other characters in like the couple of games right before that and the spin-offs and everything. Like Riku's a master, Sora's not. You know, Axel or Lee is getting his Keyblade, and like all these Kyrie's training, like all this stuff. People are coming into their own. And I was expecting like a really cool like last third act of the battle and everything. And I'm okay. I know people criticize Kingdom Hearts, and I feel like even more so like a lot of like maybe Japanese properties for like there is like this filler, and then you get to the end and it's like nonstop, you know. And the third act is always like literally 90% of the game is the third act. Yeah. But I don't care about that. I kind of like that. I'm cool with it. But everyone just gets bodied immediately, and then without spoiling the whole game, like then Sora has to go back and like essentially like sacrifice his being to like get everybody back. I thought that was kind of lame. I wanted to see everybody fight. I thought the mechanics were good, but it was floaty. It was maybe
floaty.
A Sokka team.
He wasn't Sora. Like the weapons that they gave him were cool. The power-ups and the fact I love the pirate one where you could turn it into a spear and how nothing could really touch you because you just had the range. But he wasn't using the Keyblade. Yeah. He was using all these different weapons. Yeah. It was just okay to me. I do feel like it was kind of a waste of time. It was beautiful. A beautifully done game. I thought it looked great. I thought
sound design was amazing.
The Toy Story World was really fun. I thought that was cool. But yeah, when you got towards the end, it was just like right when I saw Roxas come back. Yeah. I was like, this is it, right? Because technically all that lore, this don't make sense that he's standing right here. Yeah. It makes absolutely no sense. Especially because Ventus is right there. Yeah, yeah. Sora's right there, and Roxas shows up with Zong, who is Sora's memories as a person. I'm like, oh, like if they would have ended it, I would have been okay. I'm fine with all of this. But the fact that they put in that little, oh, it's not over. Yeah. And now Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be Sora's some rich kid's dream. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the fact that I think it just thought it was. I think it would have been fine too, because Sora died at the end, right? Like, because he went back to save Kyrie, because he had to go back again
because of the young Xehanort. Yeah, yeah. Because that young Xehanort fucked the whole franchise. Yeah. Dream Drop Distance, when they introduced time travel, it fucked the whole series. Oh yeah. Because that means that young kid can go anywhere that he wanted to. It doesn't matter if you kill the old guy; he's gonna keep going and making himself again. It's like, this is so stupid. Yeah. So I don't know. There was like a lot of shit that I feel like they Nomura'd their way out of a lot of it. Like they figured out like some loose ways of like you can be like, okay, sure, like the way that they tried to explain everything, but like with Shion, right? They're like, oh well, we can have those memories in her heart because somehow she developed her own heart while she was a being, and then they have the replica program that Vexen and Zexion were working on. They're like, oh, that's what they saved, an extra body. They kind of hinted at it during the game that we're going to save a body for her, but it's like, I don't know, and I know it's like mostly a kid's game, right? But it's like teen game.
But like, just have some consequences, right? Like Axel died in a game, and that was like I liked his character, and I was sad.
Axel's character when he died, it was a great ending, and then when he came back is Lee. They didn't even change anything about him. Yeah. Every other nobody that came back to light, complete outfit change, complete attitude change. He's just I'm still in the black robe. Yeah. It's like, you're still Organization 13. He's like, no. Yeah. Like, why are you wearing that? Like, do something. Put on like a shoulder or something. Yeah. I don't know. Like,
well, then they didn't let it. Like, I was excited because I like him, right? So that was like one of the
he's a great character.
One of the deaths where I'm like, oh, you want to reverse that? Cool.
Yeah. After 358 Days Over 2, that was one, which is a great title for the kids at home. 358 Days Over 2. Yeah. Realizing what he lost after that game was like, holy shit. Like playing Kingdom Hearts 2 over after I beat that game, I was like, oh, like Axel.
Yeah, the perspective, like him at the first half of that game, and even later in the game, like it all makes so much more sense, and you're like, shit, I feel for this guy. Yeah. And so like him getting a second chance, right? When they in a convoluted way, they're like, oh, if you die, here's the thing.
I can't wait for him to cut this out completely.
I'm not cutting this because this will be a clip right here. The thing that was cool about Kingdom Hearts originally was like, okay, if you die in this world, two parts of you are created, like a nobody. If everybody gets a nobody and a heartless version of themselves created. But if you're like somebody who's super important, like a super strong-minded or strong-hearted person, mainly just meaning your main character in the story, your nobody has a human form, and in some cases, special cases, Xehanort mainly being the only one, your heartless can maintain a human form as well. right? That can happen. So
or just be huge.
But then or just be huge. But then what happens? So how they bring everybody back is these nobody. If you died, if Darrell dies, there's Darrell X is your nobody, and Darrell Y is your heartless. And if somehow I killed this one and that one, you come back to life. How the fuck does that make sense? And as someone who loves it, I love this series, right? I love it. How the fuck does that make sense, right? So that didn't make any sense. But then, so Axel came back, and then they didn't really do anything with it. I was all excited. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be.
He became Kyrie's like escort.
Yeah, and he didn't even get to fight. Like he comes there to like back row. He gets bodied immediately, and I was like, dude. Give him something to do. Like, give everybody something to do. No one had anything to do in the game except for Riku. He had a tiny bit other than Sora. That was it. That bothered me. I just like, if you're gonna bring everybody back, have them do something. Don't turn them into the DBZ, like the Z fighters.
He was there for the cutscenes.
Yeah, it's just like, like that's what, like, as someone who loves Dragon Ball, like I love Yamcha. Like I'm glad he's been a part of the story. I don't need to see Yamcha anymore.
No. I don't need to. Been buried in the dirt.
Like we're just like keeping the voice actors employed so they can be like, like react to Goku's fight. But it's like I don't care. I only care about Vegeta and Goku. So bring in some new fucking characters so I care, or kill these ones. Like, please. I don't know. So that was the thing with Kingdom Hearts 3. It was like it was cool. It was a fun, like you said. I feel like beautiful game. I like a lot of the ending. I do like the parts of it that actually ended. The parts that didn't. Whatever. I think the combat is like, if I look at it objectively, not with like the somewhat disappointment of it not being as good as 2, I do think it's some of the best in the series. It's just not as good as 2. So I'm like, how the fuck can we not make it as good as 2?
It's better for sure than a lot of the mobile games.
Dude,
It's not story-wise. It's better control-wise than 358 Days. It's better control-wise than Birth by Sleep. It's better control-wise than Dream Drop Distance.
That's what I'm saying. But story-wise, and the fact that it's like the third title on a next-gen console, and we couldn't get it to be, I don't know how it can't, like,
and
to
that
me,
was another thing, because it was Square Enix's first experiment with the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, oh no, they're gonna do it to this franchise, and they did it. That's why there were so many like weird little things that Sora could do. He could swim in the Pirates of the Caribbean world. He could drive a boat in the Pirates of the Caribbean world. I'm like, you are testing this engine. You are seeing what it's able to do for any games that you want to make in the future. And I was just like, I hate this.
Yeah. I think I'm optimistic for 4. I think it'll be interesting.
You keep that optimism. The franchise is dead to me.
Yeah?
2
Really?
was the end. That was the
fair.
end of the franchise.
2 is a beautiful ending if you think about it. Yeah.
He got back to the island. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair. Okay, I want to get back into this Nintendo thing real quick. Nintendo's they're suing Palworld. Did you pull up Goofy Tornado? Play the Goofy Tornado for people to see, bro.
I was waiting. Y'all were ripping.
Sorry, we were going, dude. Yeah,
we were getting the sauce.
Yeah.
We were in a bar right now. There'd be so many people just looking at us like, what the fuck
are these guys going?
Y'all talking about sports?
This is Chain of Memories, Re-Chain of Memories. That's the Goofy Tornado. That's what it looks like. But in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's way more lethal, I would say, because it brings enemies towards you.
Yeah.
But this is Chain of Memories.
Well, he is one tapping. That's like just
that's
bursting the enemy
yeah.
down. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, I actually, Chain of Memories, like, I hated that game as a fucking kid. I had it on the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy.
Yep.
And then, and I don't think I ever beat it on the Game Boy. Like, I don't think I ever did.
It was, your hands started to hurt.
And the maps were, like, where you were fighting the arena is so small when you get to, like, the bosses. Impossible. Impossible. So I would love to try that again on the Game Boy to see if I could beat it as an adult. Oof. But playing Re-Chain of Memories as, like, a teenager and an adult, I didn't really love it that much as a teen. But, like, as an adult, I was like, actually, I kind of fuck with this, like, card-based game. Like, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And
I would have loved for, like, the Game Boy you were able to like plug into your Game Boy and plug in with someone else, and you could play like versus on Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
I never got to do it. Didn't have anybody else that had the game. But I actually like would like to try that with that game specifically because it would be interesting to like make your deck, and like if you both had like a CP cap of the same exact CP, like what would you pick?
I'm stacking zeros on you.
Yeah, I mean,
you play a card, boom.
Yeah. That game was fun, and I think it was cool with the Riku swap. Like after you beat
it, and then you got to see the backstory of Riku and King Mickey. Yeah, that was really fun. And
the gameplay was cool. They switched it up. Like that's actually like really. I don't know. I feel like that series, like you were saying, like so many people that don't know about it.
Yeah.
I do think there's a lot of really interesting like risks that they took because of the limitations they were on with different consoles and everything. That make those games really fun.
I remember Captain Hook being in Chain of Memories a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
He always had a 0. Like I'd use my strongest card. And nope.
Yeah. What a well-balanced game too. Like that's a really well-balanced game as far as like the combat goes. But Nintendo suing Palworld. Palworld is a game we were talking about. Palworld is a game about, it's essentially Pokemon adjacent animals that you tame. Like almost in Ark Survival
and then they do chores for you back at your base.
And then they become your Tesla bot basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they become your Tesla bot. For
the low price.
So why are they suing them? Because they look like Pokemon?
It's the patent. It's like the. I'm trying to think of the exact way of wording it, but like their
IP. They think it's
like
IP infringement.
They're like thoughts, like their patent on the Pokemon's like.
The idea.
Yeah, the idea of how the Pokemon looks. They have a patent on each Pokemon. It's not a copyright case, so it's making them change like that one monster that we saw that was really closely resembled to a Pokemon. They need to change that. That's basically what they're going for.
Oh, okay.
They find condom and it's like, that looks like a Pokemon. That looks like a Pokemon. That looks like that Pokemon. That looks like that. Now they're suing them. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
They really.
Can we look up? Can you just look up side by side, like comparison of Palworld versus Pokemon?
Here you go. Comparison.
Yep.
Google.
I've been trying to get it, so he's been sneaky about he'll look something up and make sure it's on the other screen while he's doing it because he doesn't want people to see how bad he is at spelling. And so I'm happy.
Absolutely terrible.
Well, it's always, that's the thing. I work in IT, so it's like when someone's when you're typing by yourself, easiest thing ever. You're like, I don't give a fuck. It's smooth. It's whatever. But when someone's watching you type, that's when you're like,
you forget how to do it. Just got
how
one
the hell
finger.
did you spell the again? Damn it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
Those are pretty close, bro.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad.
That is pretty close.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Even Mewtwo.
Wow.
I haven't really looked at any of them, but yeah, they just from the box art, I'm like, yeah, a couple of those look like Pokemon.
That's literally Raichu.
Wow. Damn.
They didn't even try to hide it, dude. They were just like, whatever.
So how do you fix it? Where do you go if you're Palworld? Like, because obviously people enjoy Palworld. It sounds like.
I mean, you just patch it so it doesn't look like the monster. I guess you got to change the textures. You got to change something.
You have to change like, in some of these cases, like you're gonna have to change
or
like
take
the whole
thing
build.
out.
Yeah, the whole build of that character. Damn.
What's the
dude.
Snorlax comparison? Take a look at that one. It's at the bottom.
Oh, bottom right.
Bottom right.
Bottom right of your screen right now.
It's got a cow, sleepy cow.
Yo, I think that's changing it up enough. That one's all right.
Yeah, the teeth are pointing down, not up. Yeah.
They got a
Dude,
Firefox.
this is it's that like change up, like you can copy my work, but just change it up a little bit. That's what this is.
This is like a high school student.
That one's insane though.
Going to the rank 1, like, hey, can I get your homework?
Yeah.
You need to change the answers. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll change the answers.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even change the colors on this bird, bro. Like this is.
No.
Yeah. Well, man.
It's almost like they took Pokemon and they made it like a little bit more realistic.
Well, dude. So this is
of a
something
build
that
for 'em.
you know what this kind of ties into something. I was talking with somebody the other day about the Twilight franchise and how I'm not like a very big fan of like those. I just didn't like the movies. I thought they were really
Try to
really bad.
rewatch them as a comedy now. It's great.
I made fun of the first one a bunch. My girlfriend and I wanted to watch. She wanted to watch them a couple years ago, and we started watching. I couldn't get through the second one. Like I stopped after
Too
the
many
middle.
blank stares.
It was just so bad. I was like, I can't keep watching this.
When we were teenagers, we were like, this is romance.
Yeah. But this some guy at the bar was trying to convince me that I should rewatch them again. He's like, oh no, they're really good. They're really good. And he's like, there's stuff about them that's terrible, right? But he was like, no, they're good. And he was explaining to me how like 50 Shades of Grey was originally like a fan fiction, a Twilight fan fiction that then like it was a forum post, and then a publishing company, like it got enough upvotes or whatever, a publishing company was like, hey, if you form this into a novel and we'll help you change some shit, like we can make this into a book, and then it turned into a franchise. And I'm curious, like we need like Palworld should have found some of those people before they did this, because like it's a fun idea for a game, like Pokemon-esque, right? Like make some animal, because it's different than like, because it looks like Ark Survival evolved a lot, where it's like you're taming animal, you're beating animals into submission, taming them to do work for you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this element that they have like superpowers in this case to make them like Pokemon. So like somebody could have come in, I feel like, not me, I'm not creative enough, but somebody could have like come in and be like, all right, let's change this more. Like, you want to do Pokemon fan fiction? Like, let's do that, and let's change it, make it look like this, so that it's.
Well, I think they, looking at Pal World, just seeing the comparisons, Pal World, they went for a more animal-looking Pokemon, while Pokemon, like that bird is a great example of, they look at history, they look at like text, because that doesn't look like a bird. It looks like almost like a ancient being, like something that somebody like praised to a while ago, and that's where a lot of Pokemon stuff comes from. That comes from Japanese like folklore. That's where Arcanine comes from. The big dog that's able to breathe fire. Yeah, that's from Japanese lore.
Oh, okay.
So they plug into lore a little bit in some cultures, and that's how they pull Pokemon ideas. So because that one looks like it's straight out of Native American lore. Like, sure it does. Like you pull up to any summer camp for kids, you see that bird head on like one of the totem poles.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nintendo's one of those companies. Oh, we thought we can use it.
Yeah.
But you can't because we copyrighted it. Now you're too late.
Yeah.
They're so close.
They're getting more and more to be an evil company, and it's kind of sad to see. Ever since Reggie left, Nintendo's been. Have you heard of what they did to the Smash community?
No.
Cease and desist orders everywhere. They're the Melee. Super Smash was Melee, right?
Yeah.
That game is still played. It's a modded version of the game. That's why Nintendo hates it. That game is still played pro play and has arenas selling out watching people play that game. Yeah. And Nintendo's like, please stop.
But they just want them to stop because they're not making money immediately.
It doesn't matter. Like, you know how many fighting games are created where they would love to have arenas filled with people?
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's short-sightedness on the company's part.
Right. Then publish the tournament. Like be one of the co-sponsors.
Sponsor. Yeah.
Like they're
throw
like,
your
no,
own.
Stop. They're just stop it. This is for kids.
Really?
Stop it. That's Nintendo's way.
That's just brain dead. Especially like your goal is to make money as a company. Like these people, I mean, they're showing you that there's money in this.
Even the most recent Smash Ultimate, they're shutting down tournaments because they're like, we didn't sponsor this. Like, you can't use our game to do this, and they turn it down. They shut it down.
But it's like, and that's the other thing too. It's free promo for them. Just because even if like let's say they don't want to listen to us and they're like, okay, I don't want to sponsor this. We don't want to get into live event space. Okay, but someone else doing the live event and making a little bit of change off it only promotes your brand even more.
You're using their stuff.
But it makes them it will in residuals make them more money.
It will.
Because more people that are at that event are going to keep playing that game or buying
or inspiring
DLC
young people to
buy that game. Yeah. They just don't see it that way.
This is for kids. Why are adults playing it?
Really?
That's why they don't take online play that seriously. Because if you try to play Smash Ultimate online on the Switch, the Switch doesn't have an Ethernet port. It's pure Wi-Fi, so you're getting latency out the ass.
Well, that's what like cloud game. That's like a big meme, right? You can like play games like on the cloud.
Yeah,
on
I tried the PlayStation version of that. It was lag on the buttons.
Yeah. Well, that's what like so people will like want like specific titles to be like ported to Switch or whatever, and it just looks awful. I got a friend.
Dude, they ported. Let me get this off. They ported Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which is my favorite Mario game, hands down.
I used to love watching my friend play Paper Mario Sidebar.
It's on Switch. It's fun, but they remastered it so everything looks good, right? 30 frames.
Really?
They got it to be 30 frames. I'm like, this is a remastered GameCube game. There's emulators out there that can make this thing widescreen and run at 120 FPS.
Yeah.
But your Nintendo product can't break 30 frames.
That's insane.
And it's a remaster.
And you have to play it on the cloud, right? Or
no, it's on it's on the Switch. You can download it to the console, but it's still like, why?
Yeah,
like
that's lazy.
You can't come on. You can't get it to 60 frames on your most recent thing. Smash is at 60 frames or something near that, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. It's paper. Yeah. This is Paper Mario. Everything is a sheet of paper, and you can't get this to be.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Wow, dude, that's insanity to me. But I just know like with the cloud gaming specifically has been a point of contention. Oh, a friend of mine. That's what I was getting to. A friend of mine plays Fortnite on the Switch.
That sounds awful.
And he like I feel bad. Like he was telling us the other day he got like 20 some kills in this dub he got. I'm like, dude, and I'd never seen Fortnite on the Switch till recently. And that shit looks so bad, bro.
Bad.
Like you should be if you're a gamer at all, you better be getting 20 kills on the fucking Switch.
Remember, Call of Duty put out Black Ops on the Wii. And it was online. You could play that game online, and the way you had to aim with the Wiimotes. You couldn't play with a controller. You had to like aim with the Wiimote.
We need to see it. We need to see,
you had to aim at the Wiimote.
They had Black Ops.
Did you have it?
Black Ops.
I think it was 1.
Yeah, the first Black Ops.
Black Ops, yeah.
I need to see like a screenshot.
You can look
of
up
this.
on YouTube Black Ops Wii gameplay, and it'll pull up, and you'll see people actually killing people on there. It's
what,
bad.
dude? I remember like sports games on there were atrocious, like Madden. Like the players were like stretched out, and like it just
they always changed it.
Looked so goofy. Like it looked like a bootleg game all the time.
It's not good.
Let's see here. Let's see if this will load. Just give it a sec. This is Call of Duty Black Ops Wii Solo Zombies.
I didn't see. Oh, that looks so broken.
You cannot move and aim at the same time.
Oh no.
That would annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah, you can see like you can't move the.
You have to point the Wiimote down on the ground when you're not aiming, and when you point the Wiimote, that's when it says you're aiming, and you can't move. Because then your joystick becomes I think it becomes your aiming, or the Wiimote becomes super sensitive, and you can't just move. Yeah.
Wow.
I know someone that had it, but we never played it because it was so hard to play.
Yeah.
Like look how rendered down everything is.
Yeah.
It's very lagged.
And the sad part is, this is running at 60 frames.
Yeah, and they
Call of Duty, they make it a name of themselves to be like, we run at 60 frames. Every game does.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta see a screen.
1 or 2 zombies coming at you at a time because it can't handle
The
more
game
than
can't
that.
load more than that. Yeah. It probably like caps out at like wave 10. Oh, he's at 13 right now. Is that what he said? 13, and this is how many zombies are coming.
Yeah. No dogs, just zombies.
That's fake as fuck, dude.
No way they could load a dog.
But I do feel sad. Like I can imagine like having like a friend that like maybe couldn't afford any other consoles or whatever. This is all they had, and like then they come over like for a boys' night sleepover to play Call of Duty Zombies, and they're like, "Dude, I love zombies. Like I kill it, and then they play it, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
Wait, hold on.
This is not like the simulations. Like, no, dude, no. Can you pull up? Can I just get a? You don't even have to pull up gameplay. I mean, maybe if you want to. I need to see Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I need to see Fortnite on the Wii to show people how bad it is.
On the
Or not the Wii. Fortnite on the Switch.
Fortnite on the Wii.
Fortnite on the Wii.
You have to do the dance, right?
Yeah.
There's Wii U gameplay.
Wii U gameplay. Oh
Wii
God.
U? No.
What happened to the Wii U?
The Wii U is what the Switch should have been.
Really?
It just wasn't there yet. Because that's all it is. It's the tablet
Yeah.
that hooks into the computer. Like it transfers to the console, and then the console plugs into the TV.
Interesting.
And the disc also goes into the console.
Yeah.
That's all it is. The tablet is like a big controller.
Okay, so right now that looks like Fortnite. That's not terrible. Can I see him?
I can just tell by the movement that's not real Fortnite. Or a weird version of it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Nice tree.
The tree is just a blob, bro. And this is probably somebody who like has great internet, is running things optimally.
Now imagine a person on your screen that's not even rendered. They snipe you and you have no idea that they were even there.
Like look at the trees on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I would hate this. I would hate this so much. I hope that they don't put Switch play because you know there's crossplay now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they don't put Switch players in
Hey, put them in.
with console players.
Put them in. Put them in with the PC players. I don't care.
Fuck
Put 'em
no,
in.
bro.
Give me the setting. Give me the option. If I don't want to play crossplay, put in the option. But if
Yeah.
I want to go crossplay and wreck a 5-year-old, let me do it.
Yeah. God, dude, smoke. Oh, that would be so sad. Now that's true testament to how good of a Fortnite player you are. If you can get a dub from a Nintendo Switch crossplay on PC servers, you're insane. You are insane. Wow. Yeah, it just doesn't look good, man.
No,
it doesn't look good. Wow. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, what's the coolest thing you guys can play Fortnite on? Let me know in the comments. That'll be, maybe people. I've seen people try to do it on the
Phone?
Yeah, on the phone, and it's terrible.
I've seen that too. And they got like a controller plugged in and they're playing.
Yeah, I've seen it without the controller. I've seen it without the controller. It's just bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
All right. What else? What else did we not get to today that we need to get to? We're around an hour. Is there anything on your mind? Anything?
I don't know about you
interests you?
guys. Have you guys seen the tow truck drivers lately?
The tow truck drivers?
Yeah, they be whipping. All of a sudden,
yeah?
they are whipping. They're like, it's almost like they're in hot pursuit trying to find
Like
these
semi
cars.
trucks.
Like
towing
tow
the car.
trucks,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
they
yeah.
are whipping these days. I was driving downtown to get here.
It's so they don't get shot when they're taking your car.
There you go.
No dead ass is really what it is.
No car on the thing. You still got to drive like
Yeah, you just gotta get there fast enough. Yeah.
It's like they got the text message like, "Hey, Dante just parked and he parked at his girlfriend's house. You gotta go."
That's how it is.
Dude,
They turn on those yellow lights and they just start whipping.
Dude, I can't stand that's like a job I couldn't like. There's no amount of money you could pay me to work that job.
That'd be a hard job.
I would feel too shitty. Like they're like in my building, they have like a deal with some towing company.
Mm-hmm.
So like they like the second anybody's like in your spot, you're supposed to call them and they get a little kickback for like all the referrals.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it recently because we weren't getting enough, because like people were like letting, like if I left somewhere, I would have my friend park in my spot. Like if we were carpooling or whatever, they changed it where now you can't have anybody park in your spot that doesn't have your sticker. And instead of like us calling for when or management calling for people to tow, they're gonna have somebody from the towing company come like once an hour,
Just come through.
come through and make sure everybody's car is registered so they can get more.
I'm paying for the parking spot. Like
I should be able to put whatever the fuck I want.
whatever
in
the
there.
fuck you want there.
I could put no car in there.
Yeah.
Razor scooters,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Put a Hot Wheel car.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. But yeah, no, that I just so scummy, dude. And I hate that they have like a kickback thing with them. It just, I don't know, makes me feel shitty. This is going into effect, I think, tomorrow. I think the 15th it goes in, and I'm really annoyed about it because I've like had it too before where someone's parked in my spot, and I refused to like call the towing company just because I know how shitty that is. One of my friend's cars got towed when he like first moved in here, and he was helping me move in.
Yeah, that's a fat fine.
Dude,
Fat.
It was in the place for less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went straight away to go get it, and they charge you for the full day rate. They special equipment fee, which is the regular fucking. He's driving a sedan.
Yep.
It's the regular fucking
You
equipment.
had to
There's
get
no
out of the
special.
car and underhook your
Yeah.
chassis. Yep.
So everything counts as special equipment. It comes out to like $350, and he was there for an hour. And if it's there for every day after that, they charge you whatever $80-$90, you know. And so like, I paid $350 to get it out of there. I just know how much it sucks. And the management got mad at me because I like refused to call the place. I was like, I know you guys can send out a mass text, because they've done it when it's like an actual truck or something. Like we've had like a FedEx truck be parked in the back and like blocking like an exit or blocking like a coworker or something, someone that works in the building, and they'll put a text message out like, hey, whoever's truck this is, or if someone's like doing something with FedEx, or if somebody has a moving truck, like that needs to be moved in the next 20-30 minutes, or we're going to call the towing company. Because then they have to call a different towing company that actually has the equipment to move said truck. So then they'll send out a mass text to give you a, hey, heads up, you got 15 minutes or we're going to tow it. Otherwise, they just want to get you towed as fast as possible so they can get a little bit of that kickback, and the towing company makes their money.
Yeah.
And so I went to the management, because this was literally like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, hey, somebody's in my spot. Can you just put out a message? Like, I don't want to get that. And they were like, we don't really do that. I'm like, you're going to do that, because I'm not going to call the towing company, or else I'm just going to sit here and bug you. And they were like, okay, we'll put out a text message. 2 days later, they announced that they were changing this to now they're just going to have towing companies monitor us.
Yeah.
So whack.
It's not good. It's not good. Especially, and like, you're downtown. It's like, why are you towing like this? Like,
no, that's got to be a pain in the ass to
Yeah.
get around. And you're saying that they're whipping around everywhere. Like, it's just not easy to drive a towing truck, I imagine. Like, why would you want
they're
to?
making it seem like it's easy.
Yeah,
Taking
Fast
these
and
corners
Furious.
at
Yeah.
40 miles an hour in a truck.
Fuck, dude. Are you getting hit by any of it? You almost? Any
I just
close
no,
run-ins?
I just see them just
Yeah.
going. I'm just like, are you in hot pursuit? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
they're whipping harder than police officers.
Yeah, especially if you're saying there's not a car on it yet. Like,
No,
damn, bro.
just blank. They're just trying to get to it.
Like, he's got to still be getting an hourly. Like, it's okay if you show up and the car's gone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that as a trend on TikTok too, where like people will see a car like getting a ticket or about to get towed, and even if it's not there, like they'll just see that happening, and you're just supposed to pretend like it's your car.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, my friend's coming out right now, like we're leaving just so like they don't get the ticket or
Yep.
they don't get the whatever, and I'm like, damn, that's plug.
Yep.
I hope I can do that one day.
A lot of things people don't know, but if you park your car and someone's in it, they cannot give you a ticket.
Really?
If someone is in the car could be off. No
Yeah.
hazards. If someone's in the car, they cannot give you a ticket because it's not a empty vehicle or some shit like that.
Whoa.
Because someone's occupying the car.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No way. Can we see that? That sounds awesome. I need to start doing that. I'm a Tesla bot. I'll leave my Tesla bot in the fucking
$33,000
car. Yeah.
$33,000 investment to protect my $5,000 car
Yeah.
from tickets. Yeah, that makes
Dude,
sense.
I wish my car was worth $5,000. I wish it is. It is. Yeah, it's not worth as much as these microphones right now. It's sad actually. But no, man, I appreciate you coming on the show kind of last minute here today and,
Yeah,
and making it
thanks
work,
for having
man.
us. I love nerding out in here. I love
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely have to have you back again. Anything else you want to? Any shows you got to plug coming up or anything that's that you'd like the people to know about?
Plug-in, I'm doing a show down in Chicago, The Assembly. It's a comedy, music, and poetry show.
Whoa.
First time I'm doing it, so that'll be fun. That'll be really fun.
When's that?
It's on Saturday. I wish I had the venue memorized, but I don't. It's Saturday, Chicago. I got reached out by a producer down there, and it should be fun.
Yeah.
I just hope I'm not after music, because comedy after music fucking hurts. I can do comedy after poetry.
Yeah.
You just have to make light of, like...
I feel like that would be the best way to structure this show. Poetry first, comedy second, music last.
Yeah, because if you put comedy up after music, people have already switched. The whole vibe of the room has changed. People are ready to, like, nod their head to stuff and, like, groove out or dance or whatever. Yeah. And then you bring a comic up after a band, especially a really good band or something like that. You're just like, hey,
yeah, fuck that, man. That would be tough to follow. Poetry, maybe. I think that could be good. It could be a good tension release,
yes,
maybe, because some poetry would probably be a little...
I've gone up after poets. I went up after one, and I was like, wow, that was beautiful, those words. And now these people have to listen to me talk about my dick. Yeah, I literally just broke that, because I didn't cuss at all. I was like, I'm here to break that mold right now.
Yeah. I feel like you have to, man. But no, hopefully people can check that out, and you're gonna be doing a bunch of other stuff. The IG, what's the IG?
Darrell J. Cochran.
Darrell J. Cochran at him over on IG. Check him out. Follow up with what he's got going on. Also want to say a quick shout out to our patrons for sponsoring or helping out with this episode and many others. If you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra podcasts, extra videos, as well as a series where I break down how I record every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/Darren Rita. You can help support the channel for as little as $1. And you can shout it out every week like that on the screen there. So shout out to them. Also want to say a quick shout out to Alpine House 2 for sponsoring this episode of the show. That's at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. Reach out to them and book a little getaway, dude, for you and a loved one, or just you and the boys. I don't, whatever you're feeling. Shout out to them for sponsoring this episode. With all that being said, this has been the 276th episode of the Detox Podcast, and I will see you guys next week.